Hi, how are you? Hope you're having a great day and a great week. A long time no speak. To be honest, I've been in a little bit of a burnout. I just haven't wanted to pick up my Switch. I just didn't really want to build. And I think it's because I was doing a theme that I wasn't 100% in for. So don't be mad, but I may have done just a little bit of changing around. And yes, whoopsies, it's all gone. I just destroyed everything. I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't like it. I was really proud of the build. I'm really happy how it turned out. There's nothing about it that I didn't not like per se. I just wasn't feeling it. I just didn't, I don't know, like the vibe wasn't there, I guess. So instead of stressing myself out and not wanting to play and not wanting to do anything, I just decided it would be best just to strip it back to plain and build something that in the moment, I just really just kind of went with the flow of. So I have been seeing all over Pinterest, all over Instagram, even TikTok, everybody doing these sort of spring islands. And I'm somebody who really likes pink and green and yellow, things like that. So this is right up my alley, I suppose. So I have just non-stop been thinking about these spring islands. And I was just thinking, why am I just doing a theme that I'm not really feeling? Like, why aren't I building something that I want to be building? So I just went ahead and destroyed everything and thought I'd just start from scratch and just build something that I really am excited to build. So I've gone to a bunch of treasure islands, got all the flowers, trees, bushes that I want, at least for the entrance build anyway. So I just decided to jump into it. So as I said, I've seen loads of photos that I liked and different ideas that I wanted to kind of incorporate, but I didn't really have a set out plan. The only plan I had was to do this little gate. And I've never done this before, and it took me so long to figure out how to use these little headstandy things. And I take them down and I put them up about 500 times. And a little bit later on in the build, I do this cute little, I suppose you could say little enchanted fairy sort of area. And I must have placed them about 500 times because I just could not figure out which way they were meant to be, how they were meant to lay, and then I forgot to put pathing underneath them. This whole build was extremely chaotic and it took me about 2 hours to do, and I cut out so much from this video because every 5 minutes I was going back to get another tree, another item, or not liking something I'd already built. So I just did a lot of back and forth, but eventually I'm really happy with how it turned out. I've never really played around with colourful islands. I've normally gone for really dark academia and down that sort of alley, towns I suppose. So I've never really done like a natural colourful spring island. So I still think I'm sticking to wanting to push myself out my comfort zone, but also still be excited. And I was going to try and force myself to stay in the farm core because I'd already done 2 videos on it before, and you guys did seem like you really liked it, which I'm really, really over the moon with the amount of support that I've had from them. But I just didn't feel like sticking to a theme that I didn't like when my channel is about doing something that you're happy for and you're excited for and you're just enjoying building. So building something I'm not happy with, I just didn't really feel like it got the point that I wanted to across. So I thought just by showing you that sometimes you can build something and be super happy with it, but then also at the same time just not really feeling it, you can just take it down and start again. Like, this game's meant to be about enjoying building and building things you want to build and not really having that much pressure, but I think I've definitely put a lot of pressure on myself to make sure that my island is perfect. And within that, it can be perfect, but also be more you enjoy and more you like. So I just decided to start from scratch, and I seen these codes as well for these little headstandies, and they are so cute. I did spend about 5 minutes trying to figure out the stall situation, because I prepped them for this build and I could not find them, and then later on I could see them in my my storage, and I was just fuming after I saw them because I taffled around with them for so long. So I really like this path. I wasn't really sure on it at first. I didn't really know if it would be too kind of bright and not so natural, but I think in the end it did work really well. So on this left hand side of this entrance, I wanted to have like a little caravan sort of respite stop, I suppose. I didn't really know what I was going to do or how I was going to make it look. I was just kind of following how this build developed, and just it's an idea popped into my head, I just did it. Which did mean that it was quite chaotic because I didn't have the things in my inventory I needed, or I needed more flowers, or needed more trees. And I kept in a few of the trips down to go get flowers, but there were so many that eventually I just had to cut them out because I thought I'm bored watching myself go and get flowers, let alone people. So I cut out so much just rambling on of building different things, not liking it, taking it back down, and just kind of playing around with it. And like I said, it took me 2 hours to do this whole build, and I would love to do one of those videos which is a build with me, but I'm pretty sure the video will be about 4 hours long. So if you really want to sit there for 4 hours and listen to me ramble about my building designs, then please let me know. But I'm really happy with how this little caravan turned out. I've never used this sort of building style before, with these sort of perspective builds, but I suppose really thinking about it, there was a few in this build, and I did kind of get a little bit carried away, and I suppose you could class this more than just an entrance build, because I did kind of wrap around and end up creating a whole mountain and everything. But like I said, like the ideas were just flowing, I was just feeling the build and just kind of following with the way it was taking me, I guess. So definitely waterscaping and terraforming are really not my strong suits at all. So I tend to do the most basic sort of ponds and little mountains, because I find decorating mountains really hard. And so I kind of had the idea that I wanted to push myself a little bit in my building style, and I wanted to have a waterfall with a bridge on top, and because I see so many people doing it and they just work so well and it looks so nice, and I thought with this little area with a nice little camping caravan and things, that it would just suit this area and just be really cute to have a nice little waterfall and pond. And I went back and forth to check that the perspective was okay, and these are these codes, so I thought maybe I could put it here, but ideally I wanted a tree to kind of hide that outline, but unfortunately we can't put trees right next to the rivers, so I had to kind of rethink bringing this forward a little bit more to give myself room to put a tree. So I start building about here, and I put down and pick back up these standees so many times because regardless of which way I've done it, I did it wrong. And that's okay, we'll just take it back up and we'll do it again. And that's kind of what I really want to push to my channel, is that it's okay just to redo it, and you know, not put pressure on yourself to build these absolutely massive, ginormous builds that are extremely complicated. Like, just take your time. If a build develops into a massive build, then it develops, but it's just kind of working at your own pace and just being happy with what you've built. And for me, I was really happy with how this build turned out, and I can really see forward into all the different builds I'm going to do for this island. Whereas for the farm core one, I just kind of didn't really know where to go now. Like, after I done the entrance and the museum, I didn't really know how to develop that further, and how I was going to make a residence area, or how I was going to put in the shopping district. Whereas this sort of theme, like the spring core, but also mainly just sticking to the colours of just very spring colours, I feel like I'm so excited to do the shopping district, because I feel like Able Sisters is going to fit really into the colour scheme. So I've got a few ideas for what I want to do with that, and I want to lean towards the sort of camping element that I did in the entrance for the residents, and make it kind of like a campground, like little areas and stuff. So in my mind I'm already for showing what I want to go with this island, where I didn't really have that inspiration with the Farmcore one, which is fine. Like, that's why I just wanted to show that you can build something and then tear it back down and build something else. Like, so this little area, I didn't really know how to decorate it properly, because it like the colours and the pathway I think are quite busy. So when it came to decorating, I tried to make it as minimal as possible, because the amount of flowers and colours going on, it can be a bit overwhelming. So I kept it quite minimal with the decorations, and I think it was just the perfect amount, and it had a very good balance. I do want to say though that the support from my last couple of videos have been absolutely amazing. You guys have been so kind in the comments, and I really loved answering back everybody and having cute little chats with everyone in the comment section. All of your advice and all of your ideas and things in the comments have been really helpful, and I really do appreciate listening to all of your ideas, comments and such. So if you ever want to chat, or you have any ideas or videos you want to see, please don't be afraid just to comment them down below, because I will answer you, and I'd love to have a little chat. So yeah, I just really want to say thank you, because it has really been overwhelming, like how much support I've had. Just because I like playing Animal Crossing, I like playing Sims, and I just want to show, you know, things that I do on there, and kind of share a little bit of what I'm doing with people online. So, you know, I wasn't really expecting the amount of support that I've had when I started just posting a few little videos and stuff, so I really do appreciate it. But yeah, so I have definitely felt the pressure of like building perfect things, and I think that's why I kind of overwhelmed myself with the Farmcore theme. So taking it back to just being a build that I enjoy building and enjoy working on, I definitely think it came out a lot better than some of my previous builds, which I'm really happy with anyway. But less of that and more about the build. I decided to do this little house on top of this kind of fairy door entryway, because I thought it would work really well, and I had these really cute blue storefronts that I customized in preparation, because I thought on top of this little mountain by here, instead of trying to decorate it and make it look full, I could do this cute little building that's kind of tucked away between the trees. And once I was on a treasure island, I found these glow up blooms. They say glow up, so I'm hoping that they do glow in night, because I feel like it would just make this whole area very sort of enchanted and the kind of vibes I was going for. The back of the mountain is not my problem. That is for another day to deal with and work on, but for now we don't see it, so it's not a problem. But I'm just kind of shaping the mountain now, ready for the bridge that I'm going to build. And I have not done a bridge in front of a waterfall on a cliff before, so I did not know the dimensions that I needed in order to be able to brace the actual bridge down. So it took me a lot of time to kind of go back and forth and mess around with the size of the mountain in order to fit in the bridge, which was one of the most painstaking, frustrating things I have ever done. But eventually I got it down and I got it all sorted and whatever, and I think it looked really cute. I just really suck at taking photos, so I feel like my builds never really show how well they turned out when I post photos online, because I'm just really bad at taking photos of what I've built. So I'm kind of hoping that this video shows you a little bit better of what the build actually looked like and how it flowed and things like that. So I'm just shaping the river now. I'm not sure if I'm going to lead this into one of the river mouths, because if you looked at my previous videos, my map is really horrifically shaped, and it's made it so that the river mouths are like 4 spaces away from the edge of the map. So that is something I'm going to have to take into account. So if anybody does have suggestions of these river mouths that are right on the edge of a map, please comment down below what you've done, because I'm kind of at a stump. I do not know what possessed me to pick this map, or even that I even looked at the river mouths, because one, my resident services is so close to my airport, but then also my river mouths are absolutely just one of the worst things I've ever seen. So if you have any suggestions for that, I really would appreciate it. So I'm just decorating the tops of these cliffs now, and I do actually think, pat myself on the back, I did pretty well for decorating these to make them look really full but also not too like crammed in. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. The whole build in general, I feel, turned out really well. It feels full, but it doesn't feel over cluttered, because like I said earlier, the amount of colours and the patterns and stuff, it can make everything seem a little bit busy. So I think I did do pretty well in toning things down and making it look full but not like an eyesore. So I'm just doing the kind of final touches. I'm running around and finding odd things that I had in my inventory and in my storage that I just really wanted to include into the build, and just sort of adding them in. In terms of villages for this island theme, I kind of picked my villages in the beginning to do farm core, but I didn't really stick to like chickens and things like that. I kind of went off colours, so I do think that they're not the worst villages to have for this theme. However, if somebody is going to ask to move out, they more than welcome to. So I'm just kind of finishing off the build now. I'm just adding in these little mushrooms and things in this area just to make it look a little bit more enchanted and a little bit more towards the vibe I was going to go for. But here is the finished new entrance to Honeybee. I like, oh, look at that. That is chef's kiss. I am so proud of how this has turned out. I've never built anything quite like this before, and definitely there's room for improvement, and I've still got a long way to go with my building, and I'm hoping by the time I finish this island my building style would have increased and gotten a lot better. But for now I will give a pat on my back because I am very proud of how this turned out. So we just have this really cute walkway into resident services. I think it kind of takes away from how close resident services is to the airport. And then this cute little respite, little campsite by here for you to just kind of chill and rest. I think it's really cute. I think the whole area looks really lived in, but also not too over cluttered. I'm gonna add the cute little doggy that somebody kindly commented on my on my entrance build, that they loved that there was a dog included. So for that one person, the dog is back. So here's this kind of perspective build with the little bridge. Again, I suck at taking photos, so I did not know how to get it in frame, but it is there. I want to do a few more of these in future builds, so if you have any advice for just any sort of perspective builds with bridges, please let me know. And then this cute little area coming through with just a little kind of fairy garden, and I don't know, I think it just fits the theme so well. And I really like how the storefront building came out on top as well. I think that works really well too. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed. Apologies for my rambling on. I just ramble, but I'm really happy to have this build turned out, and I hope that it can give you some inspiration for an island that you're possibly doing. and to just let you know that it's okay just to start from fresh if you're not feeling it. So thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.